purpose of marriage. Yeah.
On the what?
The purpose of marriage.
Yes, sir.
You remember it? So that was it. You remember it?
Yes, sir.
When we talk purpose of marriage. So what is the purpose of marriage? You can tell me.
To put the solitude in the family.
To put the solitary in family. Psalm 68, verse 5. 68, verse 5. Psalm 68, 5.
68 5.
To put the solitary in family. What's the meaning of that? What's the meaning or implication of that? To put the solitary in family.
God set up the solitary in family.
He is the father of the fatherless and what?
Judge of the widows.
The judge of the widows.
It's God in His holy habitation.
It's God in the holy habitation.
God set the solitary in families.
God sets the solitary
That's
in
6.
families. That's what?
That's
6.
He brings out those which are born with chain.
That's all right. The desolate stay in the rebellious stay in the desolate house. Okay, so God sets the solitary in family. God sets the solitary in family. The solitary is somebody that doesn't have father, mother, brother, sister, uncle, auntie. He doesn't have anybody. You meet him on the road and he's begging. I say, where's your daddy? I don't have. Where's your mommy? I don't have. What of your uncle? I don't have. Brother and sister? I don't have. Nobody. That person is foolish. And God doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. Everybody on earth has somebody. Everybody on earth. Even the madman on the streets has relatives. So, God sets them in family. The right father. In family. Set the solitary in family. This word is very important. So this word family is the primary purpose of marriage. Goats, lower animals, sheep, lion, all of those animals don't get married. True or false?
Yes.
True, sir. They don't get married. You see them in a drove. You see all the sheep in a drove. They don't get married. The male will climb the female, any one of them, and impregnate them. The male will climb the female, and then if the male is the child, he can climb the mother. A male goat can climb the daughter that is already grown up in the drove and impregnates that one, and there's no law about it. It is not evil. God does not make any law about those things for lower animals. But it is not so with human beings. when God was creating lower animals, he said, let there, the animals, let them come up from the ground. And male and female animals came up from the ground together and they started living. Do you understand that? But when he was going to create man, he created man. And then went back and looked at the man that he created and said, it's not good that this man will be alone. Let me make him a help that is meet for him. Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. Let me make him what? This is King James Version. The word meet means suitable, a help that is suitable for him, or a help that fits him. In other words, the person I'm going to give him must be like him. The lion does not look like man, so I can't give a lioness to a man. A cow does not look like man, I can't give a cow for a man. A dog does not look like man, I can't give a dog to a man to marry. But I will make a help that fits him. Alright? Do you get up to that point? Now, God now set out to begin to look for that help. Verse 19. Can you help us to read? Genesis 2:19. So we said that God did not bring the animals to Adam to name them. Mr. Deborah, were you there?
Yes, I'm reading.
Were you here when we said God didn't bring the animals to Adam to name them?
Yes.
You were here that day?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now you know that we're treated it. So, if God did not bring the animal to Adam to name them, why did he bring them?
And out of the ground,
Out of the ground, the Lord brought
every beast of the
every beast of the field,
and every fowl of the air,
every fowl of the air,
and brought them unto Adam,
and brought them unto Adam
to see what he will call them.
to see what he will call them. Force them. Why did they bring it to Adam?
To see what he will call
What's the meaning of that? What's the meaning of that? Yeah.
God wanted to know whether Adam will find his wife among them.
Good.
Whether we call this one
It's my wife.
is a wife.
So it's a good one. That's it.
But they call them animals.
Do you understand that? Remember verse 18. God said, I'm going to make a help that fits him. Now, before I make the help that fits him, let us pass the animals to him and see what he will call them. Don't miss it. The Bible didn't say, and God brought the animals to Adam to name them. The Bible didn't say so. He said he brought the animals to Adam to see what he will call them. And whatever he called them, that was the name thereof. So, all the animals clearly passed by. Adam gave name to all cattle and to the fowl of the air. Yeah. Read that very carefully. But for Adam, there was no what? Found and help that is suitable for him. In other words, we were looking for if we could find one out of this. But by the time we passed them through Adam, we couldn't find one that fit him. Remember, we were looking for a help that fit him. So by the time we passed them through Adam, we couldn't see any that fit him. We saw that in verse 20. So now that we could not see anyone that fits him, look at verse 21.
And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to
Good.
fall on Adam.
So listen to me very carefully. When we have this problem in Genesis 2:18, the next thing is supposed to be 21. Verse 21. If we say, let us find a help meet for Adam, the next thing is supposed to be, and God caused a deep sleep to fall on Adam.
Yes.
And then he made a wife. So why all this trouble of verse 19 and 20? Verse 19 and 20 is to eliminate the animals that are lower animals, that there is none of them that feeds Adam. Look at it.
Yes.
Now, after they have made the woman, verse 23, read it.
And Adam said,
No, verse 22.
verse 22,
Yeah.
and the rain which the Lord God had taken from man
Yes.
made me a woman.
Good.
And brought her
And watch it here. And it was,
and brought her unto
he
man.
brought that woman that he had made to whom? To the man. You see that? Now watch verse 23.
And Adam said,
Adam said,
this is now both of
this, don't rush it, this is what?
Now,
Now. Very important. All the one you showed me in verse 19,
before.
0. 0.
Thank God for Adam.
I'm telling
You
you.
are not choosing chimpanzee.
If you are choosing people, we are doomed.
Oh my.
He said, this is now. That word now is very important in the Bible. Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. This one fits me. She was taken out of me. She shall be called. Did he name me? Did he name her? Yeah.
And she
Shall be called woman. Did God bring her to him to name him? He brought her to him to see what he will call her. So let him name her woman. It is very important what you call a thing. It is very important what you call a thing. It's very important what you call a thing. Whatever you call a thing determines how you respond to that thing. Whatever you call a thing determines how you behave to that thing. Whatever you call a thing will determine how you will use that thing. I remember I was giving an analogy here that when I was young, when mommy removed the wrap of Maggie and threw it away, Moses, Maggie wrap, when he throws it away, we go there and pick it and open it. You see the corners. You know. So, but Maggie is not sweet. Tom Tom, it's not Tom Tom. It's not goody good. It's Maggie. It's a seasoner. Not chocolate. Okay? Yeah. But we children call it sweet. If you give us money, I did it. I went and bought Maggie. And I went and sat down. You keep it small. Because I call it sweet. Whatever you call a thing, that is how you behave to that thing. If Adam had called 14%. Why? To begin to sleep with them. That's it. So, but because he didn't call them so, he avoided them. He avoided them. Praise God. How many women can a man marry? Now remember, the Bible says in verse 24, for this cause shall a man leave his father and his mother and cleave to his wife, and they two shall become what? One flesh. Here is where we have to be careful about what we. Are you married, sir? Are you married? Yes. Did you have your rib removed
Yes.
to create your wife? Did God remove your rib?
I suppose so.
You suppose so. All of you that are not married, let's subject you to a test. Whether there is a part of you that has no rib. God took one rib from Adam's side, and out of that one rib, he made a woman and closed up that place with flesh. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
He closed up the place with flesh. He snatched the bone out of it and replaced it with flesh. So the woman came to fill up that place. Amen. That is why a man is always incomplete without the woman. No matter how blessed, how rich a man is, he is incomplete. So how many can a man marry? In the beginning, God only allowed Adam to have how many wives? One. I remember that God was looking for this when he introduced marriage. Don't forget it. God was looking for this family when he introduced marriage. Marriage gives companionship. That is, somebody I can be speaking to, somebody I can be sharing my mind with, somebody that can be with me. Companionship. But that is not the purpose of marriage. Because you can have companions without marriage. Plenty. You can have somebody that will be with you. You share yourself heart to heart with the person without marrying the person. You don't need to marry the person. You can be a very good companion. In fact, better than a married relationship. There are people you can share your heart with who you are not married to. And you have better advice from them. And all that. So, if marriage is only for companionship, We can have companionship without marriage. 2. Marriage gives procreation. Procreation is given by the children. You know very well that you can give back to children without marriage. True or false?
Yes.
You don't have to marry to give back to children. You can. I'm not saying it is right. I'm saying it is possible. What I'm saying is, if you sleep with a woman today that you're not married to, she can get pregnant for you, and she will have a child, and there's no marriage. And you can have that in several places, and there's no marriage. One has two-face. Two-face, Idibia. Many women and children. God have children for him. Okay? Now, without marriage. And that's wrong. Because God, who created man, arranged marriage. Why? Because he's looking for what? Family. Now, what a man like that has done, a child there, a child there, a child there, a child there, he has scattered the unit called family. A situation where the child of this woman does not know the child of this woman, and the child of this woman does not know the child of this woman, and you have about 6 women like that, or 7 women, who have children for one man, and the children don't even know themselves. They have not even met themselves. No marriage. Now you have damaged the purpose of marriage, which is family. That's what we call unit family. When we were young in school, they taught us what? Unit family. Where you have father, mother, and children. So a father, mother, and children. That's a unit family. Now, if this man married another woman, he'll be father, mother, children. Father, mother, children. Father, mother, children. Okay? Now, he cannot be here at all times. He can only be in one place at a time. He becomes an absent father here, an absent father here, an absent father here. The purpose of family that way have been distorted. So, it's not a perfect thing. Are you following what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It's not a perfect situation. Because why is family important? The word responsibility. The word responsibility is very important. The reason why we have family. Now, listen to this. A cock impregnates a hen, and the hen gets pregnant and gives birth to children, 10 or so thereabouts. Now, the cock is not giving any fatherly responsibility on the children. It's only the hen that takes care of the children. The cock walks away. In fact, he's already busy with another hand. No fatherly responsibility. God did not give the lower animals that sense that as a father you have a responsibility to raise up your children. He doesn't have time for it. It is the mother hen or the mother goat or whatever one that takes care of its children. Now, should higher animals like men behave like that? That a man will have a child here, children there, children here, children here, and he's not found. Just that the mothers are the ones taking care of them. And he's just running around. That is like behaving like lower animals. Am I making sense? The man is behaving like lower animals. He's not present where he's supposed to be present. In Psalms, is it Proverbs 22. Proverbs 22, check for me, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go. When he is old, he will not depart from it. Train up a child in the way he should go. This is a primary responsibility of a father. This is the primary responsibility of a father. Train up a child in the way he should go. There is a way he should go. And it is the duty of the father to train that child up. Now, imagine that a man has several families, like Solomon, and he is not doing this. He's definitely going to have issues. Praise God. Deuteronomy chapter 4. Is this 6 now? Chapter 6. And verse 5 and 6.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul.
Start from verse 4.
From verse 4. Hear, O Israel.
Hear, O Israel.
The Lord our God is one.
The Lord your God is one.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God.
Thou shalt love the Lord thy God
With all thy heart.
with all your heart,
And with all thy soul.
with all your soul,
And with all thy might.
with all your might. Do we get that?
Yes, sir.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Maybe you came late, so pay close attention to what we are saying. And not repeat. Now, love the Lord your God with all your soul, with all your might, with everything you have in you. Because this God is one God. Serve Him, love Him with the whole of your might, whole of your soul, and all that. You see that in Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 5. Verse 6.
And this word which I command you
This word that I'm speaking to you today
shall be in
your heart. Yes?
Verse 7. And thou shalt
Look at verse 7. Thou shalt do what?
teach them diligently unto thy children.
Teach these words diligently unto your children.
And shall talk of them
Talk of them
when thou sittest in thy house.
when you are sitting in your house. Now listen to me. How many houses this man have? Plenty. Eh? This man that we're talking about have plenty houses. He says, when you have to teach your children these words when you read on.
When thou sittest in thy house.
When you sit in your house. That's number one. Number two.
And when thou walkest by the way.
When you walk by the way with your children. Yes?
And when thou liest down.
When you lie down in your house.
And when thou risest.
When you rise up in your house. Yes?
And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy heads.
Bind them for a sign upon your head, so that your children will see it. Now listen, this is a family, this is another family, this is another woman with children, another woman with children, but your head is in one place. Now let them see it on your head. Yes?
And they shall be as frontlets between thy eyes.
Let them be as frontlets between your eyes. Yes?
And thou shalt write
things
them,
you see everywhere. Write them upon the doorposts.
and thou shalt write them upon the posts of the house.
Yeah.
And on thy gates.
Write them upon the posts of your house and on the gates. Now, you can say, okay, what about if the man bring all the women together in one house? One house. Like a house like this. That is wife number 1, wife number 2, wife number 3, wife number 4, 5, 6, 7. Then the man has his own. So that is no bedroom. Every night, wife number 1 is your turn. Wife number 2 is your turn. Wife number 3 is your turn. You have to do it. And they are raising, they are raising a family from different women in the same house. Are you listening to this? Yeah. Different women bringing children in the same house. So when the man is going to eat, he sits outside. And all the children from all the women come out together and they eat together from the same place. My father had 3 wives. And all the 3 wives stay in the same compound. And in that same compound, all of us eat together on the same table. My brother, my sister, from different women, we all relate like this together. We all relate together so closely. We eat from the same table, grow up together in the same house, and see ourselves as brother and sister. We bear the same name, and it's still the family of Akpeji, under the same roof, trained together. My father was a Baptist in the Anglican church. Ordained in that Anglican church and preached. Was secretary of the Anglican church because he was a school head teacher. Now, we're looking at the issue of family. When I had accidents on my way from Asaba to Benin, to Ibadan, just after Benin, my wife was called, and my sister were called. My sister in Dilo, in Lagos, they called my sister in Benin and my brother in Benin. And both of them came to Ore, where I had the accident, and saw me. When I opened my eyes in the morning, I saw my sister, same father, same mother. I saw my brother, same father, different mother. Isn't that right? Joseph Joseph is a pastor. Same father with me, but different mother. Helen is my sister. Same father, same mother. They came to visit me in the hospital. Why did my sister come? Because it's my sister. Why did my brother come? Because he is my brother. Family tie. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
When Joseph was taken and they were going to kill him, Reuben said, let's not kill him. Why? He is our brother. They have the same mother, but the same father. Now, did they see themselves as family?
Yes.
Family. He is our brother. Same father. But these people that we're talking are from 3 women. Different from the mother of Joseph. 3 women gave birth to the children of Israel. Are you following my line of thought?
Yes, sir.
God did not say, because you are from 4 women, you are not related. Did God say so? God didn't say, I will judge you because you are not related. God did not say, I'm going to separate all of you because you are not related. No, they saw themselves as one entity, from one family. One family. Now, we are looking at how many wives can a man have? Does God speak against having another wife? Now, when you deal with issues like this, you go to the beginning. In the beginning, how was it? Because Jesus Christ will say something. In the beginning, it was not so. Don't forget it. Why did Jesus make that statement? They came to Jesus and said, is it good to give a certificate of divorce to your wife and release her? Jesus said, say, Moses, give us permission. That anytime we want to divorce our wives, we can give her certificates and then she will be divorced. And we are free. Moses gave us that permission by law. And it was true, Moses gave us the permission. But Jesus Christ said, it is not a matter of whether it is lawful. Are you listening to me? Listen to me very carefully. It's not a matter of whether it is lawful. As a matter of fact, it is what? Lawful. But let's go to the beginning. In the beginning, it was not so. In other words, what the law is permitting you to do was not so from the beginning. So if there is a provision now that is allowing you to divorce, let's go back to the beginning and see whether the one who started it allowed it. It was because of the hardness of your heart that made Moses to give this law, so that there will be peace, so that you not kill yourselves. killing the woman, you let her go. It's the hardness of your heart that brought this. The same way, it is covetousness that bring 2 wives. 3 wives. 4 wives. It is what? Talk to me. I'm not hearing you. Say it, not that way. It's covetousness. Because there is nothing you are looking for in that woman that is not in her. Self-control. Lack of what? Brings in another woman, then another, then another, then another. It's lack of self-control. And these are virtues. Instead of covetousness, what do you have? Satisfaction. Having food and raiment, let the man be there will be satisfied. Have satisfaction. And don't lack self-control. Your lack of satisfaction and the lack of self-control brought in the second woman. And then the second woman is not enough, because once you have a second woman, that is not enough. Because the cane they used for the first wife, they put it in the altar. When you behave the way the first one behaved, they will remove it and flog you. And then the third one is coming. Because whatever made you see the second one will make you see a third and a fourth until you become 300. It becomes 700. Now, when a woman says that you are bringing in another lady, she sits up. She sits up because now she cannot tell you rubbish anymore. If you tell you rubbish, you tell her, sit where you are. I have another one I will take care of. Now let's watch it. Now that woman will say, excuse me, I'm begging. I'm begging. Let her go. Baby, the first one will say, I'm begging. Let her go. What is it you are looking for? I'll repent. Say me, you want to let me tell me, I'll be giving. Now, watch it. Listen to me. The woman who is responsible, is reasonable, we say, well, since I cannot satisfy you, get another lady who can help. And then they will bring another lady in. And the other will now say, so now I can rest. Somebody is there to help me. Now, the issue of the children from your womb and the children from your womb now arises. Here is it. The child from this woman and the child from this woman are my children, isn't it? Yes. Now listen to this. Whatever I do for this child, I'm doing for the mother. Whatever I'm doing for this child, I'm doing for the mother. Now, if I neglect this child what do you think will happen? And I take care of this one. The mother will rise up. Rise up and teach the children against themselves. And you discover that there will be family rancor. Instead of helping themselves, they'll be fighting against themselves. Sarah said, look at Ishmael, the way she's treating Isaac. I don't like it. Drive him away with the mother. And Abraham said, I'm not driving. That's my first child. Sarah said, choose between me and this boy. If you're not driving him, then I'm leaving you. And take Isaac away. The fight was heavy. Abraham said, I'm not leaving. I'm not driving her. This is the person that gave me the first child. I'm not driving her. And God said, Abraham, keep quiet.
Listen to her.
Keep quiet. When you brought Hagar into this matter, did you consult me? No. So, Hagar, Ishmael, Pakalo, listen to what she said. Let's look at the beginning. Let's do what? The beginning. When we started, it was you and Sarah. How did you bring in Hagar? Even though, are you listening to my words? Even though I'm going to bless Ishmael because he is your child. I will bless Ishmael because he's your child, but send him out of this place. My covenant is with Isaac. This is the one I recognize in heaven. This one is just Uju, self-control, lack of self-control, or what do they call it? Faithlessness. You didn't believe that I'm going to give you a child to save. So, out of your faithlessness, you brought in this one. So, this one is not my own making. Drive him away. Watch this. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
The tribe, which tribe did Jesus come from? Eh? Very important. Very, very important. Why? Jacob came and was going to marry Rachel. They gave him Leah. It was Rachel he loved. But when he woke up that night, it was Leah he slept with. And the father said, we have to give the first child out first in marriage before the other one. If you want the other one, we'll give you also. And Jacob had two wives. Same day. Do you think they have children? I mean, they have the wife differently. They thought they have the wife differently. Jacob got Leah yesterday night. Slept with Leah overnight. When he woke up, he had Rachel added to him. Second day. Do you get that? Yes. Before he got Leah, he served 7 years. 7 years before he got Leah. And after he finished the 7 years, he slept with Leah that night. By the time he woke up and saw it was Leah, he said, no, it was not Leah I was working for Rachel. They deceived him. So the man said, this is Rachel also. Take, I dash you, but you have to serve another 7 years. So, married In advance. So he was now paying the dowry for 7 years. Watch God. Are you listening to me?
Yes.
These 7 years that he was paying dowry, God closed the womb of Rachel. And Leah gave birth to first child, Reuben. Second child, talk to me, Simeon. Fourth child, Levi. Third child, Judah. It was when he gave birth to the fourth child that Rachel now said, I'm going to give you my house head to sleep with. And I slept with the house head, and the other children started coming in. Okay? Now, it was later that God now opened the womb of Rachel. After the years of service was concluded. Are you following? This Judah came from who? The first. In heaven, Leah was recognized as the wife of Jacob. So if Jesus is going to come, he must not come from Joseph. Because that is the second wife. He should come from Leah, the first wife, that's registered there. Because when we're going to check the beginning, what we get there is Leah. So, first wife, my mother is the first wife. My just name. My mother is the first wife. So, every other was not recognized by heaven, even though the law permits it. Even though the law permits it, but the beginning was not so. Don't miss that. So, if they say, is it permitted for you to marry many wives? You can marry as many as possible.
No problem. No problem. But don't recognize.
But the first wife is the one that heaven recognizes. Check the Bible. You see what I'm talking
So there's no punishment for
punishment. No, the only punishment is what he will get in it. Because they will cook mercy for him, the Jew for him. And we'll chop the Jew and that.
Which one shall I leave?
Because of clean everything. If a man goes into diverse women and bring them together, he dies early. Because this one, the woman here will go to so and so the Jew man. This one will go to so and so the Jew man. This one will go to so and so the Jew man. So they will be dragging. Look at Jacob. 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 Can I show you Jacob?
Yes, sir.
Jacob was in the midst of 4 women who were dragging him every night. This one will say, it's my turn. This one will say, it's my turn. This one will say, it's my turn. And Jacob was helpless. Now, what's her name? Rachel. Rachel went to Reuben and said,
Did you marry before them?
he got the one thing led to the other. One thing led to the other.
Jacob has 4 wives.
Yeah. One thing led to the other. Because when Leah saw that she wasn't having children, Rachel saw that she was not having children, he said, is this how I'm going to be here and my sister is having children, I'm not having? So I have a housemaid, Zophar. Take her and marry her. If she gives birth to a child, she will give birth to the child between my legs. So the woman was going to give birth between Rachel's legs. And the woman gave birth between Rachel's legs, and Rachel took the child as her own child. Okay? Now, when the man was still doing galu, Rachel said, the woman, the house is ready again for another one. And they were done. So Leah said, okay, is that? Which one I have Bilhah. So you can, Jacob, come and bring yourself here. Come and competition. So now I'm giving back to a child. Rachel will say, well, come here, you foolish man. Come on. So, and they were given back to children like that. Okay? So it was so. And Jacob was drained. Emotionally, physically, and everything. Now, mark the statement of Jacob when he was before Pharaoh. When Jacob was before Pharaoh, Pharaoh asked him, how old are you? So don't look at my face, don't look at the way I'm looking. Is my condition that condition is going to make you look like this. I'm not as old as my predecessors. My father died at a very old age. My great grandfather, my father, Abraham, father's father, died at a very old age. I'm just a young man. His condition are even like this. So when you go into 4 women and the trouble of 4 women, the rest of mine you have when you have just one man. One trouble. One woman is enough trouble. Is enough trouble. And when you now add another person, you have added another trouble. So Jacob said to Pharaoh, I'm just 100-something years, 3 years old. I'm not as old as my father is. The man lived a few years in Egypt and died. Okay. So when you go into multiple marriage, God is not quarreling with you. You will not go to hell because of that. Yes. Quote me anywhere.
That's true.
But there are things you suffer for it. Now, you will not be able to bring up a family that God is looking for. God is looking for godly seed that you give out to children and raise them properly. But by the time you have this many children, you have vagabonds. Come on. Where do we have vagabond area boys, bastards on our streets? They are from this thing we're talking about. Men along with go together, you will see children that are from this kind of relationship. So the father doesn't take care of them. They are there smoking weeds. They are there they are everywhere under the bridge and begging, give us something. They are kept your words. Now,
Someone was telling me.
You see, that's the evil of multiple marriage. Even though it is not against God's law, but in the beginning, it was not so. Don't miss it. Yes.
Una was sharing something with me on Wednesday. That, this up national thing, they are no more now.
Yeah, every day.
That before, when they just choose this man as chairman, for that 8 years, this man is not at home. He's out there with different
women.
now when they sent them from the throne of Baba Egbabe, he came back home with 16 children.
What?
After 8 years.
This man said the first 4 years he came with 6. Then the Lord blessed this woman. One of the children is no more in Nigeria, yet he's in America. So when that guy at America was hearing her, very soon they will soon send them, he sent money to his mom. His mom! That house, go and finish it quickly. Because I know Baba will come back home with more than 6 of that kind he brought you. Fortunately for this woman, she has built that house ready. And as God will have it, this man came back this time around with 16. That woman just gave when the man is not around. Just don't share the recently. Pack her things and move to that new house with her own children. This man was like saying, when she passed through that area, the man's house, she saw the children smoking weed.
The point is, when you have money, you become covetous, you begin to multiply wives, have children, and all that. You are inviting trouble for yourself and for the community. For the community. Now, these children we are talking about, they will not see themselves as brothers, because they are from different women. And they will cause trouble for the society against what God planned from the beginning. So these are the things that these are the children that will kill the man.
Exactly. They will even sold that his house.
They will sell his house. And they will now say, Daddy, you brought us to this world. What's your responsibility? We have children like this. Daddy, school fees. Daddy, this. My daughter was going for you service. Daddy, I have to buy this. She made a list. By the time I look at the list, you have to buy this, you have to buy that, you have to buy this, you have to buy that. I have to look for the money and give her. Imagine perhaps 16. And they will come like that and say, that is this, that is that. I will just do like this. You know? So, have a wife and then raise your unit family and be responsible. My daughter had a birthday yesterday and we're calling her, praying for her and all that. When you have plenty like that, how many birthdays will you remember? How many birthdays will you remember? You are committed to this too. My wife's birthday is September 11th. We celebrate it. My daughter's birthday is August 23rd. We celebrate it. My son's birthday is June 4th. We celebrate it. Mine is December 8th. So we all know our birthdays and we are so compact. And we work together. We plan together. Whatever we do, we plan together. That's a unit family. That's what God is doing. So if another person, then another is out there, you are destroying that unit. Even though it is not against the Bible to marry more wives. You're not going to hell if you do. Quote me. But you will suffer the consequences here on earth. Now, Paul was now teaching and said, a bishop must be a husband of one wife. If a man desires the office of a bishop, he should be a husband of one wife. Why? Why? It means then that in that church, People were having many wives. And it was okay. It was okay. Paul didn't preach against that. But if you are going to aspire for this position, carry one load. One. Why? Because the responsibility of a bishop is to take care of a church family. You can't be having rancor at home of 2 wives fighting or 3 wives fighting and combine it with the responsibility of church. Do you understand that? Yes. So, when he says this, mark it, quote me. It did not mean if the bishop marries 2, he has sinned. It's not true. But he has made his work difficult. He has made his work difficult. So why should you make the work difficult for yourself? Now, in administration, if you have 2 wives and you desire the office of a bishop, they will ask you to divorce the last one. In administration, they will ask you to divorce the last one, the other one. Let her go. Take care of her where she is. But this is the only one that we recognize here. Even in the Constitution of America, Constitution of Britain, Constitution of Nigeria, because Nigerian Constitution is from America, from Britain. American Constitution is also from Britain. Yes. Okay. It is one man, one wife. You can only give certificate to only one woman in your life. It is only when a woman dies that you can get another one. It is only when you divorce that one that you can marry another. They got their constitution from the Bible. From the Bible.
And their own is even very worse.
Eh?
They marry and divorce anyhow.
They marry, they give certificate out, and now get another. But don't marry 2 at a time. If you are satisfied, if you are not satisfied with that one, let her go. Give her paper and marry another one. Give her paper, marry another one. And Jesus Christ said, in the beginning it's not so. Let's go back to the beginning and sort it out. So, if you ask me, is it right for a Christian to marry 2 wives? I will tell you, it is not right. For many reasons. If you ask me, is it lawful? I will tell you, it is lawful. But it is not right. Let's go to the beginning and find out. Let's go to the author of creation and find out. So, if you are thinking of another wife, drop the idea. Because you are going to subject the other wife into a second-class citizen in heaven's kingdom. It's better avoid it. But you won't go to hell because you married 2 wives. But deeper life will tell you that if you have 2 wives, the second one, you're committing adultery. The moment you get born again, leave that one and separate from her. And do restitution. Separate from her. Let another person marry her. And keep to the one you have. It has its own wisdom in it. But a problem happened in Lagos where a man was married 2 wives, got born again, and the wife that have children for him is the second wife. The first wife had the children. And then the father said, divorce that woman that have children. Because you are living in fornication and have children. No, have children. And the woman said, if I am leaving you because of what your church is saying, these children are not yours. You won't smell them, don't even come around for them. So I'm going, I will take care of them myself. And the man was crying. They told him that is the cost of following Christ. But it's better avoided. It's better avoided. Because food for the belly and belly for the food, the Lord will destroy both. Same thing. Sex for your body, body for sex. The Lord will destroy both of them. Did I have sex or you didn't have sex? You will live. Will you die? Will you die? Not die. So all we need is self-control. So it's because my wife is not satisfied, that is why I'm bringing another one. Then I'm bringing another one. Then I'm bringing another. In 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 3. 1 Kings 11, 3. That's how you. Are you thinking of marriage anyways? Am I discouraging you? No. Because I just got.
And he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines.
Oh my God.
And his wife turned away his heart.
And his wives turned away his heart from God. Period.
For it came to pass.
That's all right. Did God have any problem with him marrying women? No. But the problem is they turned his heart away from God. So when you permit these many women coming into your life, get ready. You turn away from God. Your devotion to God will be destroyed. Praise God. Paul said, concerning this issue of marriage, he said it's better for a man to remain single. Concerning this issue of marriage, it's better for a man to do what? To remain single.
1 Kings 11, verse 3.
1 to 3. Paul said it's better to remain what? Single and not married. So that you can face God and serve Him. When Jesus came, did he get married to any woman? Did he serve God? Was there any distraction? No distraction. The only woman that was in his life was a mother. And she was the one that was troubling him. Son, why do you deal with us this way? Everyone said, don't you know I have to be about my father's business? He came again. Son, your mother is looking for you. He said, who's my mother? She said, yeah, that's my mother. He divorced himself from any external influence. Women can disrupt your calling very well. If God is asking you, come, I'm sending you to Sambi South to go and preach to Boko Haram people. Share it with your wife. Share what she's saying. Is everybody, will you lose your husband? He said, it is God. It is God that is sending me there. It is God that is sending me there, not man. Now you share it with your wife. Why would say no way?
Maybe you didn't hear God.
So didn't God know that you are married? Didn't God know that you are going to be the father of these children? Or you have children? So why didn't God see other people that don't have wives?
Are you the only one?
You know, so that was why Paul said, it's better for you to be like me if you are called to this kind of ministry. The Catholic Church read that and said, for you to answer the call for Mark to preach this word for marriage, so that you can face God and serve Him. So they brought up this father thing. But it is just human deception. Just a deception. Now, Paul said, he that is married to a woman has his allegiance both to God and to man. He's looking for how to please God, he's looking for how to please the wife. See, how will I present this matter to my wife? That you will understand. When the woman says, you are not going, how will I present this matter to God? And God will understand that the woman you gave me is the one that is stopping me. I wanted to do your work. You see, so marriage is a string. Now imagine that you have 2 of that. Imagine that you have 3 of that. You have chained yourself. So that's why we advise bishops marry one wife for the purpose of this ministry. Not because it is a law, but because experience shows that one woman, one child. So if anybody asks you, is it good for a Christian to marry 2 wives? It is not with these reasons. But if a man marries 2 wives and gets born again, should he try away the other one? Let them live together. So that is where the Pentecostal church stands. That if you are married to 3 wives, like my father was, and get born again, don't relate with them equally, deal with them, and bring them to God. All of us serve God. All of us. My father was, I respect his administration. All of us serve God. All the women, when it is time for special programs in church, they wear and coat. That's good. The 3 women, they wear and coat. When we go to the farm to do harvest of cocoa, harvest of this, harvest of that, they bring them home. The last wife, we divide everything into 3.
The youngest.
Yeah, youngest. We divide everything into 3, and then my mother choose first. The second one will choose.
But Pentecostal churches now need to be tutored again.
Yeah.
Because Pentecostal, yes. Orthodox, there's nothing wrong with them. There are people marrying more than one wife.
Even
their pastors. But Pentecostals, there are people getting born again now that have more than one wife. Because of this erroneous belief, they will ask them to leave the second one and divorce the second one. Not even minding what will happen to them. That's the
the woman will not begin to live like adulterous life.
Exactly. And it will be the cause of it.
And then the woman may go to hell.
Why?
And her blood may cry from
Exactly.
That's why, in the first place, it's not even permitted. Okay? Now, we're done with that, isn't it?
Yes.
Does anybody have anything against what I said?
Sir.
Better present it to me now, so I will deal with it. Because when I talk Bible. I don't just talk to myself. I talk Bible. There is no place where it is written in the Bible where God says it is a sin that is punishable with hell if you marry to her. And let's look at this man's submission. Guy in South Africa.
South Africa, no?
He said, by the time we look at the demographic population of
That's what I want to say now.
of
Women and the men.
single ladies versus single men.
Women are not.
You see that women are 3 times
Yes. That means the population of men.
population of single men. And if you say all of you marry one, what happens to the remaining 2/3? Husbandless. Because you are saying one man, one wife, one man, one wife. In your Bible, this Bible you are holding, God said to Israel, I'm going to deal with you in such a way that 7 women, they will be begging to be husband of one man.
Yes.
They will say, let us just bear your name
Your name and take away our
and have children for us, take away the growth from us. We don't want to be single for life. In Israel, not outside of in Israel. And God said to it's okay. It was not Satan that said it. It was God. Can I tell you what the reason? God said, I'm going to waste men. I'm going to waste men in war. That they will die so much in war that the number remaining will be few. And your women will be husbandless. So at that time, 7 women will cling onto one man as a marriage. So it's a judgment on the land, not a blessing. That God said they are going to waste men in war. When there's war, who die more? Men. They die in their number, in thousands, leaving their wives at home. The young boys are supposed to marry and die in war. Now, who is going to marry this woman? So God says 7 will hold on to one man to marry us. And God said, I don't have problem with that. As long as you raise what? Family.
As long as
You raise family.
affair.
So it is better to be on the safe side. Marry.
So I want you to explain more on this. You said a solitary is someone who does not father, mother,
Yeah,
whatever.
somebody who is not in
Then
any
you
relationship.
the purpose of marriage is to set solitary,
In family.
to set one without mother, father, or whatever in the family. Please.
To set the solitary. God doesn't want anybody to say, I don't have a relation. That's why he says, father, marry mother, and give birth to children. So that any of these children will not say, I don't have. So in case we have people like that who say, I don't have somebody, then adopt that child into family. Into a family. When you run an orphanage, God supports it because you have raised, you have now brought a family. You have brought that child into a family. In that home, orphanage home. Those children grow up as brothers and sisters. You see, Tolu, Lulu, so, they are living together as brother and sister. And they get married out of that place. And the children there go and attend the marriage of their brother. Okay? So that's what happened with God. Setting the solution family. Family is very important. Children born out of wedlock, like Jephthah, Judges chapter 11. You are married, and then you have a child outside for another woman. God says, bring that child home and raise a family at home. If the mother does not agree, then you are having two family units. That way. It's either you're having two family units, or the woman remarries to another person, and then you have a child outside. That child outside becomes the aberration, kind of the family unit that God is looking for. Until the child grows up to find his or her own family, that child is like an aberration. You know what an aberration is? Is a distortion in a unit thing. It's just an outgrowth that is not in the compass. Until that child grows up to become a father or a mother of his own unit. To solve that problem. Do you understand that? Otherwise, he or she remains an aberration in that family unit. It is not the fault of the child, it is the fault of the man, the parents of the church. Now, Jephthah, in Judges chapter 11, read it and see what happens.
Now, Jephthah the Gileadite was a man of valor, and was the son of an Ammon. And Gilead begat Jephthah.
You see, Jephthah was the son of Ammon. The man went out, and then the harlot got pregnant and had a child. And the man seized the child from the harlot and brought him home. And married another woman. Married another woman and started having children. Yes, really.
Verse 2. And Gilead's wife bare him sons, and his wife's sons grew up, and they thrust out Jephthah.
Gilead's wife bare him sons. And when these sons grew up, what did they do with this aberration?
They thrust out Jephthah.
They pushed him out.
And said unto him, Thou shalt not inherit in our father's house.
You shall not inherit in our father's house.
For thou art the son of a stranger.
You are a son of a stranger. Now look at the way it is. Did God neglect Jephthah?
No.
Oh. God had a great plan for him. Great plan for him. Jephthah left home and went to the land of North and was living there, and raised a family there. Raised a family for himself and all that. And then, because of his might, Israel had a problem. Israel went to him and said, There's this man called Jephthah, there's a mighty man of war. Let's go beg him so I can deliver us from this army. So they now went to Jephthah. Jephthah said to them, So you now recognize me as it. If I come and help you, will you make me king over you? Your leader. He said, There's no problem, as long as you help us. So Jephthah now went to God and said, Oh God, I have an issue. Help me to win this nation for you, so that your name will not be reproached.